Hi, my name is Kelly McFadzen and I'm an elementary art teacher at Singapore American School. Today I'm going to talk about using stop motion and time-lapse photography on your iPad with your elementary students. It is incredibly easy. So easy that one day I left my 5-year-old alone in my classroom for a few minutes and I came back to find not only this very sparkly flower, but the time-lapse video that she had made. She was equally proud of the flower and the video. I had never even shown her how to use the app. I use stop motion and time-lapse for all kinds of different things, to illustrate concepts, to exhibit student work, to just have some fun. It's a great way to record demonstrations. It's really handy to have this when you have a student who's been away and needs to catch up, or if you're going to be away and you have a sub. I like to record the video and then I put it on my website so that it's accessible for students and parents. I've actually had students who said they have gone home and used the video to teach the same lesson to their siblings. There are a couple different apps I use. I started by using Frame by Frame. It's an iPhone app that works equally as well on your iPad. But recently I've discovered iMotion, and it has some editing features that I use a lot, and so I tend to use it more often. And that's what I'm going to show you today. The other apps I use are iMovie and Explain Everything. I use those for titles and for editing the films. Okay. Here's how you make a movie. First, make a plan, especially if it's going to be a movie that your students are actually making. It's a good time to teach them about storyboarding. The kids want to usually just jump right in there, but if they go at it with a plan, it's going to be so much easier. Okay, now we can get started. You need to choose the format you want your video shown in. There's a square format, which is what you'll get if you're holding your iPad up vertically, or a landscape format if you turn it sideways. This is also when you title your movie, you just put it in that white little square there and decide whether you're doing a time-lapse or a stop-motion video. If you're doing time-lapse, you can set the intervals in which the pictures are taken by using the little sliding bar across the bottom. If you're doing a stop-motion, then you're going to press the manual button. Okay, now you're ready to start shooting your video. If you're doing a time lapse, the capture button will change to a pause button once you've hit it, and you can use that pause button anytime. If you are doing a stop motion, you're going to hit the capture button every time you want to take a picture. When you've finished your video, you're going to press the export button. At this point, I send my video to my photo library. That way it's handy when I go to use my iMovie to edit. But you can send it straight to YouTube or Facebook or email it to someone if you'd like. Now I open my iMovie app. When you get to this screen, just click on the little plus sign down at the bottom and choose New Project. When you get to the next screen, you're going to find that your videos are all sitting right there on the left-hand corner of your screen. All you have to do is tap the video and it will magically drop down to the lower half of the screen. That's your editing bar. If you wanted to add some music, you just click on the musical notes and you can use one of the theme songs or theme music from iMovie, or you can use something from iTunes. If you wanted to insert still photos, you would use the little photo icon button and just click on that. I want to make a title for my movie, so I'm going to quickly flip over to Explain Everything, open that app, and there are tons of other apps where you could do exactly the same thing, but I just happen to have this on my iPad and it's handy and easy, so I use it. So if you open Explain Everything, click on New Project. I usually start with a blank project, but you could start by importing a photo or anything else, but let's start with a blank project. Once you've chosen a blank project, you get this screen, and you can draw, you can add text, you can import pictures, you can create some beautiful title that you then just save as an image in your photo library. So here's my not so creative title, and it is saved in my photo library. That way it's easily available to you when you flip back to iMovie. Now I know we're going back and forth, but I'm sure you guys can figure it out. So when you go back to iMovie and click on the photo button down there, you can see that your pictures will come up in the left-hand corner of your screen. So you just click on your camera roll or your photo library and the picture will be there. And you just do the same thing that you did with the video. You just tap on it and it will drop down to your editing bar. Now once your movie's finished, if you click on the little star icon at the top of your screen, it'll take you back to the front page of the app. And from there you can add your title onto the marquee. And then by clicking on the share button, you have lots of different choices. You can send it to YouTube, which is what I usually do, or you can save it back to your camera roll, post it to Facebook. It's up to you. So now your movie is ready to share with the world. I hope that you are able to use some of this information to make some really great videos with your students. If you have any questions, you can contact me at either one of my blogs or by emailing me here at the school.